Okay, so on this video, I actually want to talk about one of the instruments that is very, very important and crucial for the part of analysis for the markets overall. When you trade different big names like the ones that we have here, I want to talk about SPY. Also, we will talk about QQQ and understanding why those stocks are so important because they're basically the market. They're basically like if you trade futures, there will be your ES and NQ, okay, and you can use that as confirmation. This instrument as a SPY, you will also see as a confirmation for all the other stocks if you want to, basically know what direction most of the stocks most likely will go in that direction. So let's dive in and understand exactly what we're looking for and how we analyze that. Okay, so first thing first, what happens, we have those few zones, that is the 4 hours and the 12 hours. Clearly they've been overused already, so we will delete that. We have those key levels that we marked here, and we can see that they worked fairly well. This key level worked fairly well, and then we have this key level that worked very well as well. Okay, so you can see here also this consolidation level worked very well, and it came pretty much right to that key level and rejected from that. Okay, so if anything, if we look at the next key level, it will be basically that it goes from that key level to this key level. That's what we will want to see. Okay, now what happened? It's pretty much broke out from our channel line here. So let's try to see if we can find here any type of, trend line that will be good for us. Now, trend lines don't have to be only in such a way, okay? Trend lines can also be in such a way that is pretty much in between the prices as well. So let's try and see and find one that would make sense to us. Okay, let's say an example. This one might be fairly good, right? Because what happened, you can see here is broke above, respected, broke below with the gap down. Okay, like I'm speaking about right here, as you can see. And then basically, once it came up to that, it's respected very well, rejected to the 50% of the channel, and rejected from the 50% as well, broke above, very aggressive, and on a revisit, it touched that line again. Now, does that matter? It might be mattering once the price will come close to that area. If it comes to 524 by October 30th, 2024, that will be actually a very, very, very strong key level to watch out for. Okay, because it has a multiple of confirmations right there. If we will see there also a demand level, that will be even big deal. Okay, so what happened? We're very close to all-time highs. We rejected from very close to it, even though you can see it was making higher highs, but it rejected and made basically new low. And from a consolidation area, it went to from balance area to imbalance area. So it broke out of the consolidation area, but it came right to our key level. So what's next? Let's start figuring it out. Okay, so we will go first to a weekly, monthly. Let's see, we have here multiple of our check lines. Great, no problem. I don't see supply and demand unless I'm looking down all the way here, which is a great supply and demand. But this week on the top of that candle on October 23rd, 2023, Monday, on a weekly chart, I don't like that wick on the top. But let's see if we have something on a daily there, which doesn't really make a whole big deal to us right now because it's way below. Okay, but we just want to see. Now, let's see. That's actually a very good trend line, I have to say. I have to admit, it's fairly good. We have this one as a supply and demand level. However, it's not the best level for us because it's in the middle of a location. I don't really want to highlight that for no reason. Okay, for the moment. Now we have here 12 hours, we have 6 hours, we have 4 hours. The 4 hours is actually a lot better, I have to say. 3 hours even better. Wow. We have this 3 hours. I really like that 3 hours. I see here also a trend line that I marked before. We can delete that. Let me see something actually. So these 3 hours, I like this trend line as well. Let's see, 2 hours. There is good 2 hours. $195. I really like those zones, which I can see right here. 195. I really like that. It's basically from 545 to 543, which is good size. Only thing I don't like, it's on the middle of a move higher, so it's not my favorite, but we'll look for it just for now. Okay, then what we can look at, it's some other areas that we will want to see. Okay, so let me just see. There is this massive gap up, and I mean gap down, reached to it and rejected very well. Yeah. Let's see what's happening with our SPY right here. So we are at 30 minutes, 15 minutes, and that's it. So what we will be looking for is basically this drop to such level of 540, 545 area. And from here, we might want to buy a rally. So tomorrow might be another short day going towards that. We will see what happens on the pre-market. And basically, we will be able to play something of such sort. Okay, so it's very important to understand those levels because when we find those levels, let's say an example, you can see the today's pre-market was here on the SPY was showing a short. Okay, so when we look, let's say an example at Nasdaq today also was showing us some short and actually had very close similarity in terms of percentage of a drop. So what I do in the morning, I come here, I look from that top to basically this bottom, let's say, okay, 0.70. So then when you go to Nasdaq, you can see that we had on Nasdaq fairly similar, even larger by 3%. So it's more than that. So we can understand that we will want to play on that, looking for short because that was on SPY. On QQQ also, we had over 1% of a drop on QQQ. Actually, pretty much 1%. Before I remember I saw it maybe near 1%, maybe I thought of 1%, or because I saw on Nvidia, Tesla, and a lot of other stocks, I saw very high drop. and that's exactly what was indicating to us that there was coming, basically coming a sell-off of the market, and it's very important to understand how to look at those things and to play with that, react to that. For me today, again, I wasn't by the computer in the morning, so I wasn't able to catch basically any of the move. I'm still very happy with what happened as a result today, because as my end result, I didn't take unnecessary trades, so that's a big win to me. I didn't chase the market. It's very, very important. Okay, so this is on SPY. What I'm basically looking for, it's to make sure that I take a trade, possibly maybe not even on SPY itself, but with such analysis. If, let's say an example, Meta comes to such an area of, let's say, this 50% Fibonacci or 6 hours, okay, and SPY comes to such an area um, of a drop. So this, let's say an example, between 4% to 6%, right? To almost 6%. Let's see what's happening on SPY here. So this is about 1%, 1%. Let's see something. Today, SPY moved 2.6% lower, and Meta moved 1.8%. Coin moved, and this moved, Nvidia. So they moved the most following to QQQ and SPY. So as you can see, those names like Nvidia, AMD, Coin, ARM Holdings, those companies moved very similar to SPY and QQQ, and even more. So it's very important to understand that if you can see those stocks moving down and they move even more, most likely we will have a very, very large sell-off. That's very important to understand. And we are talking only from the perspective of what you call this, stocks. We're not even talking from the perspective of options. I didn't even start talking about that as of yet, which once we will get those things down path and we will follow the strategy to successful 30 trades, then we will start talking about our options. Okay, so this is on our SPY. If you have any questions, please let us know on the comments. Make sure to subscribe and like the video so more people will be able to watch our channel and understand how to do those high technical analysis that have higher possibility for it to work out for them, and to make sure that they understand the game of patience. So they don't need to trade every move. They just need to have an area like that. And basically, until it doesn't come there, they don't even need to watch this stock. So what we will do here, we will just make another alert in such an area. Once it gets there, we will be able to see possible reversal on the other stocks as well. Okay, so let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next one. Welcome to this video, and maybe you are like many others that ask yourself why SPY and QQQ is so important. And in this video, we will be speaking about key areas of key areas to watch to make sure that you understand exactly when the market possibly will have that turn. So we actually analyzed here and found certain key level areas. We found the support and resistance, supply and demand. We put an alert to make sure that we don't always need to watch the chart, and we talking more about how to make sure that you have your pre-market for potential setups to watch for. Make sure you enjoy the video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you have any questions, don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and we will see you inside.